What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name's Player, and he's from the F2 clan, and his partner's also from the F2 clan. What a coinky dink. He's in the teal color though, and he's playing Zeus. Their opponents today in the green color, playing as Gaia. It's Mussomelli. His partner today in the blue color, playing as Isis, is ImperatorLV. The map is Mediterranean, and it's currently 1-0 in this best of 3 between Rusty F2 and Team LV. I think it's funny that these guys are calling themselves Rusty. I've seen you guys playing, maybe not player so much. I've seen you on Lion Gold Lion. I don't buy it for a second. And Swiss boys in the chat saying be happy and smile. We're all happy here because Age Mythology is being played. Toothed arrows in the bottom corner. These Mediterranean games are always a little bit interesting. Because not Mediterranean, these Midgard games are always a little bit interesting because a lot of things come into play that you wouldn't think about. For example, things that come into play are boat speed, ship speed. If we check this out and we go to the Bareems, they have a 7.25 speed, as opposed to a Trireme, which only has a 6.0 speed, and a Cabinet also has a 6.0 speed, but then you go into the Longboat, which only got like 5.5 speed. So when you're trying to fight, you want to be, well, as Gaia here, as Atlantean, you want to be trying to do as many maneuvers over to double your opponent, your partner's opponent, as much as you possibly can. And that way, you're going to be able to deal as much damage as you can to your opponents, because you're lacking in the areas of pierce damage with only 5 damage per second. You're also lacking in range with only 12 range, whereas a Trireme has 8 pierce damage, and not 8 pierce damage, that's wrong, 6 pierce damage and 14 range, so 2 more range, 2 and 1 more pierce damage. So it's pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. And beyond that, you also have the cabinets, which also have less range, and I think they have no advantages at all over the Trireme. 290, 6, 2, 14, 6, 20. Yeah, they have no advantages at all. So Egyptian gets the short end of the stick on the water there. But they do get the advantage of having only 50 gold docks. Or Eggy boats have 10% bonus damage versus fishing ships. It doesn't really come into play. I mean, if player raids like hits Mussomelli, then Mussomelli can garrison while Imperator goes for fishing ships, but 10% extra damage on fishing ships, I don't see that as an advantage, to be honest. Yeah. Alrighty then. Have we got anyone advancing yet? Tex, what an amazing... We got F2, Rusty F2 going both through Hermes here. I'm surprised to not see like Ares and Athena here, to be honest. I think that would be a really easy way to win the game. You Ares like someone who advanced first, and you just double them. Force your partner to come over and fight you, and then they're fighting a kind of losing battle as well. But we'll see what happens there. We do have Oceanus here. Somebody, we got a little typo. We found one. We found one, boys. Boys and girls. Age 2 Oceanus. I guess we don't see the god very much. Okay, and we have a Bast coming through for ImperatorLV. Everybody can @ip it and tell him now about it. Fix immediately. Good. The ships are coming out now, I assume. Actually, to be honest here, with double ceasefire, wouldn't have been surprised to see Goldline go for a fast heroic here for Skylar Spamizil. They're really strong units. Very hard to defend against. Good question to give you anxiety. I actually don't think there's a prize pool for this tournament. I have to ask Shelty or Kilty. Not sure. We do see the last dock coming up, so 4 docks here for ImperatorLV. Goldline moving in, trying to pick off these Mussomelli boats here. But he's got the servant out, and this servant, he's a beastly guy. He runs in with 30% pierce armor, which is a lot more than the triremes have. But he does die very, very easily. Very, very easily indeed. And now we've got player making a move over here to come double the Gaia player. That's going to be brutal. We see a bolt coming down onto the shenanigans over here. I think there was maybe a hero Mermillo? Or maybe a hero Oracle Scout? And all of Mussomelli's villages are getting idle at this point as Goldline is just moving in to this Gaia base, and player is on the backside of him. You pick off every single one of these Bareem, and then they can just move on over to Imperator's base and pick that one off. But it's looking like... What is Imperator doing? Question mark? Is he making... No? He's got 300 wood in the bank. No armory. Maybe going for a town center? This is the latest fast town center I've ever seen, but fair enough. And this centaur here just being a nuisance. I don't think he's actually managed to pick off a villager, but he's made a lot of villagers really low HP. And the centaur going to get picked off by this Mermillo here. And finally, Mussomelli safe, but Goldline has a lot of kills, and he's doing really nicely here. More Jargy Bach. Just depends on if I fall asleep or not. If I don't finish him today, I'll finish him tomorrow. Second town center coming up for ImperatorLV. He needs to empower this town center. There we go. There's the town center going up. Can the trireme spot this though? Maybe. Maybe. Bill just moving forward for player. He does have ceasefire, so he can just grab this one. Hippolytus here as well, so he can use that to pick off the priest and the Sphinx. That's a really low HP priest there as he automatically focused that one down. Villager coming in to pick that off, and I'm pretty sure player and Goldline are just going to run away with this one. As the Hippolyta is taking the villagers down, villagers moving forward. These are just ISIS villagers though. He doesn't have any real upgrade for him. I'm trying to ghost build around the Hippolyta, but she does a lot of damage here, and she's just going to walk away at this point. Sphinx coming in, going to be picking off some of players' villages here, but players just like, okay, I can ceasefire. I have another ceasefire if we need. So, totally fine. Town center up for Goldline. Mussomelli still sitting one town center here. But he does have Gaia economy, right? How's his economic upgrades going? He's got shaft mine. He's got channels, husbandry, and a hand axe. So he's gathering pretty fast. He does have this orc here. I never understand why people, on water maps, people forget that you still should hunt first. I know there's not as much hunt as normal, but you should still hunt before you grab these pigs, because look at this pig. He's got 228 food here. He could have 300 food. Could have 300. And now the building's getting thrown up. 2 archery ranges, 2 stables for player. He's ready to start putting the pain onto ImperatorLV, who's starting to make some spearmen now. He's going to be stuck in the classical age for a really long time without fish economy. And you can see that player's economy is going to be booming out of control because of all of these fishing ships. He's got going to have 3 town centers booming. Same with Goldline, who's probably, well, he hasn't got Persine though. That's a big mistake. Persine, if you aren't aware, if we check out one of these ships, Persine gives you 30% extra fishing ship gather rate. you compare that to like pickaxe or shaft mine or quarry, those are all 10% each. So it's only 300 resources for a 30% increase rather than the, what is it, like 800 total for, probably more like, yeah, probably more like 900 total for like 30% extra gold mine upgrade. And the spearman running through looking for some raids. This is just going to throw this army away. I think player's just going to chase this down. He knows if he picks off these units, he's totally fine. But he's not going after him. He's just going to let them walk into his base. Could be an ancestors coming. That would be definitely not possible. But he has found some villages here, and they just quickly just run away. Another storehouse going up for these villagers, and they'll be able to run away as well if player clicks away on them at the very least. And he does, and the Sphinx gets onto him, but he's just going to come right back into the town center and be totally fine. And now player's going to be making a little bit of an attack back onto ImperatorLV. He's checking out what's going on. We see the Pharaoh empowering this barracks here. An interesting one, to say the very least. House going up for Gold Lion. Looks like he's house at the moment. Sad. Sad. And like Imperator is going to be hitting Gold Lion's villages here, but there's town centers everywhere, and I'm pretty sure you can just get a sentry tower and upgrade them to watchtowers. You'll be totally fine. But now the Toxotes chasing him down. And he's pushing forward here as well, pushing off this gold mine. But there are back gold mine here if he needs it. He's also on this gold mine here, so not the biggest issue. Just a bit of it's actually quite a lot of a lost economy here. Player not really managing to micro these Toxotes here, attacking barracks instead of the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh should be getting picked off. He's a very important unit, to say the very least. That was the joke, Sash. That was the joke. He was been watching the tutorial. And we do see the dock getting repaired here. An interesting decision, because it's actually probably going to allow him to pick off more of these triremes. And now I think Gold Lion's ready to just move in. I think he can just completely push over whatever Mussomelli's got. Mussomelli's making these Terma, which pretty much do nothing against this army. They do pick off the Toxotes, but you're never going to get onto them with all these Hippocon and Hoplite here. And Hoplite do an extra 50% bonus damage against the Terma. So the Terma already only have 5% hack armor. It's like not even fair that the Hoplites then do an extra like 4 damage per second if they're onto them. So basically true damage. And Mussomelli does hit the Heroic Age though through Urea. He's going to have an access to the Trader God power, but I imagine that we're going to be seeing, we've got Nephthys coming through, player going through Aphrodite, no, and we've got Apollo coming through for Gold Line as well as every other technology under the sun. And he's looking to move forward. Look, I'm pretty sure that Gold Lion can just take this town center down. He's Zeus, he's got 9 Hoplite, and they medium Hoplite as well. But he's not feeling it just yet. Not feeling it just yet at all. Gonna be waiting it out, not throwing away the advantage. I guess if you're ahead, get more ahead is the way you want to be playing it. But you are leaving Mussomelli open to getting to the Mythic Age here, but we do see a really nice underworld passage here, taking down this town center expansion here of Mussomelli. So now Gold Lion will be able to just take this one down. The army for Mussomelli is completely out of position, but he is going after houses, making his way through here. Ancestors Eclipse coming into this location here, but the fortress will get up. These Ancestors Eclipse, they do a lot of damage. So maybe you might want to focus on actually the building here. Be able to pick that one off. The villagers saying, okay, I've got to get out of here. They're running the wrong way though. And these Toxotes are just sitting here trying to pick these guys off with no heroes. Interesting decision there. Atlanta and Theseus trying to come in. Quarry Carpenter's coming through for player. He does have Sultan Fora and Persin is through for Gold Lion, but nothing else. You see the army of Mussomelli trying to push through here with the help of the behemoth. But when the rest of this Greek army of Gold Lion comes in, with Odysseus, Jason, that behemoth falls really fast. And the town center is soon to be up for Gold Lion. She sends a few units in here to pick off these units of Mussomelli. But some tournament coming in as well. The rest of this Greek army is going to be there. Players getting out some of those catapult. He's sieging down the Migdol stronghold and then moving on over onto Imperator's town center. Imperator sitting at 0 gold right now because he cannot gather it. Carnivore coming down. Gonna eat one of those heavy hoplite. That's worth, but he didn't manage to get onto the town center and does manage to get that one up. So now it's 4 town centers to 2 plus fish economy, but Mussomelli's economy is pretty strong. He's got a lot of watchtowers in his base. I do not see ImperatorLV being able to hold against this Poseidon from player. He's also going through Hephaestus here, nice and safe. He's probably got, well, he doesn't have the favor to get Forge of Olympus, so that's not going to work out too much for him. He's going to get a mercenary cavalry onto this metropolis because the rest of the army has moved away. He does move in, maybe going to be able to pick that one off. Good to store up a wall here. Just make sure that you're completely safe. Which you will do, and there's the Hephaestus for Gold Lion as well. Gold Lion on the other hand has got plenty of favor in order to get the Forge of Olympus, so his units are really, really strong. Right now we've got heavy hoplite here. Doing some craziness, and he's going to be looking after this gold mine as well. Now he's in this position. The village is turning around trying to fight, but with 10 hoplite versus 16 villages, these are heavy hoplite. 10 heavy hoplite versus 16 villages. It's a big deal. Heliopolis coming in as well. More army popping through that underworld passage here. And those villages are all going to be moving back, and I'm pretty sure you can just right click on this town center here because there's no gold income currently for ImperatorLV. He's spending all of his gold on mercenary cavalry. Maybe to pick off these Petropolis, but with all of the Toxotes here, it's going to be a slow process. We do see... I mean, if he gets Mythic Age, builds up a navy, right? Wonder victory, has to mine out the gold mine. I think maybe he can fit a wonder here. Just get out all hammer ships. Make a lighthouse. Monument to the soldiers goes up. If Mussomelli trades him resources so you can get Mythic Age, you can put a wonder up here. Mussomelli goes completely onto the navy, and then F2 wins with settlement victory. Because there's 2 minutes on settlement victory. How do you prevent that? I guess you can siege down this one with the ballaster ship. With the walls coming up. This is almost genius. And you might have to mine the gold mine to get and chop the palm tree down to put the wonder down here. I think it fits here though. We'll see what's happening. Are they trading? Well, you do have to get. Actually, he's not going to even get to the Mythic Age. Change your transport ship over. Bring all of Green's villages. Maybe if Green gets to the Mythic Age, he can do the wonder. Now, this is a little bit troll, but this might not actually be a bad strategy. Like a fast wonder. Like you obviously have to win the water, but a fast wonder, and everyone just goes full navy to defend it. And ImperatorLV taps out, Mussomelli taps out, and Rusty F2 get the victory. Move on to the next round. GG. GG. This was hilarious, though, to be honest. Alrighty. Well, let's move on to the next round. Thank you all for hanging out with me. We'll get the next one going when the players are ready.